All right, well, welcome back, guys, to another episode. This is a brand new year, first podcast of the year.
Yes, yeah.
2024.
Yep.
How you feeling?
How am I feeling? I don't know. It's gone by fast, but it's gone by slow.
Yeah.
It's been a weird few weeks here in January.
It has
already,
been. So this last few weeks, just a little bit of update. What I've been doing is just I've been doing my own 6-week little cut that I have for men to follow. So I've been doing that with YouTube. But now we're going back to the podcasting, recapping what's been going on with my journey as well. And then what's, I guess, the biggest problem for people with their goals and why they're not sticking with them.
Right, stick to those New Year's goals and
exactly.
things. Let's go ahead and jump into it.
All right.
Why don't you start with how's your 6-week cut's been going so far?
Yeah. So the very beginning of the journey, like I knew that, the brand new year, I wanted to set myself a new goal, and I don't have much to lose body-wise or body weight-wise, but I wanted to just get to another level with my physique because I know like the leaner you get, the better habits you're gonna have, and that's what I'm looking for, is just having better habits, more control over my foods, more of just discipline with weighing my food and tracking my food, because it does play a big difference when you're kind of just going with the flow. Like I was maintaining, I guess, this last few months with my physique, and I can definitely tell I've been overeating by tracking all the food that I have. So yeah, I've been tracking my food, and it's been pretty difficult, not gonna lie, because like I said, I don't have much to lose. So I'm getting hungry every single night, want more food, just wanting to eat, overindulge. But I made a commitment to myself, and I know that this is going to be rewarding in the end, and it already has been. I can tell I'm definitely more motivated. Like I said, when you're going on a different level of your fitness physique, like if you try to get to single-digit body fat, you're gonna have to be more disciplined compared to someone who's trying to just lose weight.
Right.
They can have more calories in their day. So for me, it's like I have to be restrictive.
Right.
1,500 calories and hold down the fort. So.
Right. Still going to your job 8 to 10 hours a day. Still doing your workouts and things like that, and then having that cut.
Just having to prep my food every single week, making sure I have my food ready to go, because that's very important when you're on the cut.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Definitely. How do you feel like? So the last time we did a cut together back in almost been a year ago. It was April. We started in April of last year. How is this different, or how does this feel different now that you're doing it by yourself?
Oh, absolutely different, because you're not tracking. You're not on the same path. So, like the other day, you're like, oh, let's just go get pizza.
Oh my gosh,
or tonight, you're like, let's get some dinner. I'm like, I can't go out to dinner because I can't just eat food from the restaurants. But I made it work. But it is a lot harder not having you with me, because I have to have my own discipline and motivation to do it on my own.
Yeah.
And I have been doing really well with it. There has been days where I overate a little bit with my calories, but overall, I've done pretty well with it. Yeah. So another big struggle with this has been just not seeing the results that I want right now. Like we're halfway into the cut. I think we're going in the 4th week now, and I am not seeing the fat come off. Like I have just a little bit of belly fat. I don't know if it's plateauing. I think it's just when you're looking at weight loss and fat loss, there's totally different things. Weight loss, you can lose weight pretty quickly, but the fat loss is what takes a lot longer, which is your body composition, the fat that you hold around your whole body. That's going to take a lot longer to lose, and I feel like that's why people kind of quit before they start seeing that result. Like once people hit that plateau, they don't understand that if they just stick with it a little bit longer, the fat will start coming off. And I think that's where people get stuck. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. So I know you've kind of talked about changing things up a little bit, or what are you thinking about doing now that you're kind of seeing that you're not getting the results the way you were in the first couple of weeks?
So I told you about maybe changing my macros.
Okay.
But I'm also trying to hold on, because it might just be that I am at my ideal weight. It's just I'm trying to slowly burn this adipose tissue, adipose fat that's around my belly, that might take a little bit longer. So I'm trying to decide whether I keep where I'm at or change my macronutrients up. Because you can do a couple things here. I can either add more cardio in. That means I just have to make sure I go to the gym and do more cardio, or add more another day of working out. Because when you're looking at your weight loss journey, you have to be in a caloric deficit. So like I said, I'm at 1,500 calories, and if you're on track and on point with your macros, like if you're not seeing the fat coming off or the weight coming off, all you have to do is just maybe add extra few minutes of cardio to burn those extra calories. But you have to make sure that you're really on point, because that will only work if you're tracking your food correctly,
weighing and everything.
But like I said, I still haven't figured it out. I may just include a little bit more protein in there and reduce my fat, because my fats are a little bit higher, but I haven't decided yet. So that's what's been going on. Other than that, I do feel good in the gym, feel strong. There has been times where I haven't felt as strong because I do intermittent fast in the mornings. So I might have to include a meal so I have more energy to get stronger lifts in and just feel a lot better. So let's just talk about why do like I guess we said that people kind of stop with their goals is because they hit a plateau or they lose motivation. So what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, and that's why I asked you, like, what are you going to do that's a little different? Because I feel like people, or you can look at it a couple different ways, right? People have a goal and a resolution, and they might go into the year like, this is what I'm going to do, but they may not have a plan, right? So I think that's a big barrier for a lot of people. It's not the plan. You came into your 6-week cut, you had a plan, and now you feel like there's maybe a plateau or something's kind of going on that you need to change something up. So I think number 2, that's another thing where people are going after their goal with one plan, and then once they hit that plateau, they get frustrated and they don't have the knowledge on how to now change their plan in order to continue to see success. So, I mean, do you feel like on your like whole health journey, have you changed things up a lot, or have there been other times besides a cut where you've like kind of felt like, oh, I need to change some things? Are you kind of more?
Well, I mean, I think, throughout these years, I've really been trying to focus on what macro split that I want to do, because you want to be able to sustain your nutrition. You want to be able to sustain a healthy lifestyle. So before I was doing ketosis, that was a very hard diet. I mean, it gave me awesome results, but I couldn't sustain it long term, especially when we got married, had kids. It was just harder because there are more carbs and it was just more restrictive. That's not sustainable. If it's too restrictive, you're not going to be able to maintain it long term. Throughout these couple of years, I was like, okay, what can I do that I could still enjoy the fats? Because I love my fats. I love my chicken wings, my bacon. I love my cheese, all the heavy cream. Like I love my fats. And I do love my carbs, but I also know that carbs kind of give me it slows me down a lot. I've realized that the low carb nutrition plan works best for me, and I've been doing that for a few years now. That's what I enjoy doing. So
and I think for a lot of people that don't have the background that we have, like you have your bachelor's in kinesiology and personal training, and I am a personal trainer and health coach, and like what we have studied and experienced and what we do with clients and things like that, like, we have that knowledge, but people that are just going into New Year's, I'm going to lose that 20 pounds. You may be an accountant, you may be a lawyer, you may be whatever you may be. Your background isn't in this, and you don't necessarily know just because you're supposed to eat less and move more. That doesn't mean whatever plan you have is going to be the right one for you. And therefore you don't have necessarily, the majority of people don't know that they're going to need to change it. Like if you do hit that plateau, which we know you're going to, if you're restricting, say you're doing low carb and you're restricting that, you're going to lose a lot of water weight in the beginning, right? So that's going to get frustrating for people if they see, a big like 5-pound loss in the first week or two, and then they don't see any more weight loss. They get frustrated with that, and they don't understand that, okay, if they're not eating that high protein along with that, then that's going to become a problem. Or they're not getting in weightlifting. Like we know
Yeah.
lifting weights is for weight loss because the more lean muscle you have, you know, the better for your body. But if you're going to the gym doing hours of cardio, and after 2-3 weeks, now you're not seeing weight loss and you're starving every night because you're doing these endless sessions of cardio, you're not going to lose weight doing cardio. Cardio is for heart health. It's not for weight loss. So it's just one of those things that we have that knowledge. And so I feel like people, if you really are on this journey, you need to seek out a coach. You need to seek out actual professional advice on how to get over those plateaus instead of just giving up after the 3 weeks, the 4 weeks. And
yeah, and I think the biggest problem for people is that they don't understand that this is a process. Like they don't understand, like you can't get quick results. Like you have to work, you have to earn for the results that you want. You can't just try to do shortcuts. So many people try different fad diets, try different crazy methods to try to lose weight. But the thing is that you have to just go through the process of going from point A to point B.
Right.
You have to just endure the journey. You have to endure the journey with it. You know, like that's the thing that most people don't understand. Like, you know, like people want quick results.
Right. And it is, when we talk about it so many times, like it's a lifestyle change. Like it has to be sustainable. You know, for you, you've been doing this for so long that me saying a lifestyle change, like I think it just always kind of been your lifestyle. For me, it's only been like 5-6 years that I've really been this, but it's become a lifestyle, you know.
Well, let me ask you this question. What transitioned you from making it a lifestyle from before?
I mean, honestly, I also realized that carbs weren't good for me. So I started cutting out carbs, and it was more of the nutrition route. And so it then became a mindset, right? Of like, I know did you mean something different? Sorry, you're looking at me like what kind of things did I do to make it a lifestyle?
Well, the reason why I say that is because like I've heard this before. Like yeah, Tim, you've been doing this all your life. Like like how do you switch from someone that has not had that in their life to someone that wants to have that in their life? So like with anyone who hasn't done any like fitness related lifestyle, how can they transition, or what was your transition from your old ways to your new lifestyle?
Yeah, I think for me I had dabbled a little bit, right? I was a yoga instructor. I had some interest in health and wellness type things, but it wasn't a lifestyle. I was eating healthier, and I started there. And then it started to become more of a mindset. It was a mindset shift, really, of I want to feel better, because I was in my early 30s, and getting up out of bed, I would honestly like grunt, and like my back hurt and my hips hurt, and I was too young for that, and it was it wasn't right. I remember I had aches and pains every morning getting up. And so I started teaching yoga, and then I was like, well, I need to take yoga if I'm going to teach it. I've got it. And so I kept doing that, and it wasn't very long into that.
How did you get started with the yoga?
I have always had an interest in yoga since I was in high school. And so I just decided one year that I wanted to get my certification because I wanted to really understand the whole practice of yoga and where it came from. And so I had taught a little bit, but I really hadn't got into it. And then after I had my daughter, then it was someone at work was like, hey, can you teach a yoga class? And so it was then that I just thought, if I'm going to teach yoga, I need to be better myself. And so then I didn't have the aches and pains. It was after just like probably a couple months or so of doing yoga. And I was like, whoa, then it just started to become this like a passion for me, really. It started to feel right for me to move and to feel better and to eat better. And then it just became, just this passion point for me to get stronger for my daughter. That was really my why, was just she is getting bigger, and if she's going to throw a tantrum in the middle of a parking lot, I got to be able to scoop that kid up and just go. And I needed more muscle, and so that's when I turned to lifting weights and just doing a lot more. So it was a progression. It wasn't just like, now I'm going to do this, right? It was, I need to eat healthier for my body. I need to move better to feel better in my body. And
so I feel like it's mostly like the awareness,
right?
Because people can desire to want to be healthy, you want to have a healthier lifestyle, but if they're not following with the action, or if they aren't fully committed, they'll still stay at the same level. Because like, I've seen it before, like where, people want the change, they want to have the results, but they're not doing anything to change to get the results, right? So like, how can someone start having more desire, like not just desire, but the wants and needing to make a change?
Yeah.
Right?
So yeah.
Because you said it's about mindset.
Right. It's 100% about mindset. And when we're talking about, you had even said before, like motivation to do things like that, motivation comes and goes. Even you and I aren't motivated to do do our workouts or whatever every single day. And so that's because we built disciplines, and that's all mindset, right? So you have to build discipline. But I think the pros of changing your lifestyle, the pros of becoming healthier, have to outweigh the pros of staying unhealthy.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Huge.
So that's
a good way to put it.
Yeah, that's like within the theoretical model of change, is to know when someone is ready for change, is when their pros, if they can see that their life is going to be better with that healthy change, more than they feel that comfort and they like their life the way it is now. Right. And so I think a lot of people, it's hard to make those changes when you're surrounded by people that aren't also wanting to make those changes. Yeah. Just like we did when we did our cut together. It was easier together than it is for you to do it now separate. So if you're in a home where you have grown children, that don't want to eat healthy, or you have a husband or a wife that doesn't want to eat healthy, and you are trying to eat healthy and you're trying to make those changes, it's so challenging because you're going to be that outsider, because you're wanting to have that healthier life. Yeah. You see the pros of that, but then there's also, if you want to be with everyone else in your family, then I think it's easy for people to just slide back into that, because it's easier.
And that's the frustrating part, is when you don't have someone that's supporting you.
Right.
And as a married couple, you have to be working together, especially on your health. If one person is not on the same plan as you, it's gonna crash.
Oh yeah.
For me, I'm able to do it on my own because I created that discipline already. Right. So, but that's frustrating when you don't have someone doing it with you, or they're still doing what they're doing, and that's just kind of selfish in my opinion.
Yeah, I do think it is too, but I mean, everyone has their own journey. So when you've got someone that's ready to make those changes and someone that doesn't see the benefit in making those changes, then it does become a little bit of a battle. And again, that's where I just really recommend that if you don't have that support system at home with you, you've got to find someone else. You've got to find a gym buddy. You have to have a friend that you can text for accountability or call up, or you need to hire a coach. Yeah. You need to find someone that's going to help you stay accountable to making those changes. And it's going to be a more challenging journey, because you live with those people. You go on vacation with those, with your family. Sorry, I don't mean to say those people. That sounded a little weird, but yeah, it's just it's easier if you're on the same page together.
Yeah.
And like you said, we kind of created our own disciplines before we met each other and got married too. Yeah. So it's easier for us to do a cut. Now, do I want to have my pizza and my glass of wine often? Yes. Yes. You do. Yes. But you keep me accountable to it, and I know better too.
And the thing I think is that in order for you to make the change, I feel like you have to be at the level of pain, as in like at the place that you're at in your life has to have so much pain to where you start taking action.
Right.
Book that I've been reading by Tony Robinson talks about how we want pleasure, we want comfort, so we try to move to that comfortable space. When we think about working out, people that don't like it, they see it as painful. But if you can get through a little bit of pain to where like the other side, where it's more comfortable, like seeing the results, feeling good, that's pleasurable. Then you're gonna make it a lifestyle. Because like I said, how Tony was saying it, you're wanting to run towards that comfortable space.
Yeah. But yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I guess for us, it's easy. Now, not easy. I mean, it is. It's easy. Yeah. It is easy for us on this side of things because we went through the pain of the transformation.
Right.
Yeah. And so.
So now living a healthy lifestyle for us is enjoyable because we enjoy more things. we can include our favorite meals and cheat meals and enjoy these things. But we know that when we do eat bad or we are off track for a while, we notice it. Right. So we don't like that. That's actually more painful for us to be in that stage. Yeah. Compared to where we're really healthy, you know?
Yeah. Like when I let go over the holidays and then all of a sudden I'm 5 pounds heavier and I'm like, oh, my clothes don't fit as well. And it's like, oh, dang it. So, then you go into a cutting phase or something to kind of
or just clean up your diet. Yeah.
Yeah. No sugar. For a little while. But yeah, and I think one of the other things that when you were talking, it hit me is that people do use things as excuses to just drop off from their goals a lot. And that's, it's kind of the all or nothing mentality in a certain way, right? You have to be all in on your goals, right? On your health goals. But the all or nothing mentality of, if I don't give everything every single day, if I'm not perfect on my plan or my diet every single day, then I'm just gonna not do it at all. That is a terrible mentality to have, especially if you're doing a New Year's resolution. And I think a lot of people have that of, I have to do this plan to the T every single day. This is what's laid out. And if I don't do it, then I've screwed up and I might as well go have that pizza, and eat that piece of cake or whatever. And so I think we find those excuses along the way. Like, I was sick this week, and it's very easy to get off track with your goals when there's sickness and other things with kids. Yeah. But I just really encourage people, like, you can't have that mentality of you're just going to throw in the towel with your goal. You've got to pick it back up when your energy's back up, when whatever crisis is over, when the kids are back to school, whatever it is. Like, you still need to just pick it up and keep going, and don't throw in the towel, don't fully eat all the bad stuff just because you're at home and it's a stressful day, or don't stop moving just because you can always alter and pivot your plan. And I think that's one of the bigger characteristics of people that are healthier, is that we do know how to pivot in our minds. And if we can't get to the gym that day, we do an at-home workout, or we go on a walk with the kids, or we make sure we're moving, or whatever it may be. So that's just one of the things that came to my mind. What do you think about that? Like the excuses and the giving up and those types of things.
You said earlier is that it's easy for us to pick it up real quickly because this is just our lifestyle. So you have to get to that level. You have to get to that lifestyle stage, because then you're not going to feel like you're quitting or making excuses. Like, you're just living it. You're just doing it. And when you're not there, that's where it's going to be such a huge struggle. And like I was saying, you have to get past that little pain of just discipline and tracking and all the things you have to actually do before you get that result. Because once you get that result, everything else is going to be, the whole journey is going to be easy. But if you're going to stay in that stage of pain, you're going to stay there for so long, and you're going to run to the other direction. Yeah. You're going to run to the other direction because it's too hard to stay in that pain. Yeah. So you have to get past that struggles, the tracking, the not seeing the results quite yet. Yeah. The doubt and all that. Does that make sense?
Yeah, no, I mean, I just kind of, not a visual, but it's almost like someone trucking through the mud. Like, you've got to get through the mud and like the hard part. And if you can see the other side, right? And it's like, you're maybe halfway there. You can see the other side and you don't know what's through the mud, but you know what's behind you. And so I think so many people turn and go back, but you have to still go through the mud regardless. So if you want to be healthier, you just need to push through that struggle, or all you're going to do is keep doing that struggle, that halfway struggle, and then go back. And then all you're doing is wasting energy. I don't know. I just got this visual of you're going halfway in, but you're coming back out. And you keep doing that. You just keep doing that. It's because
whenever you're trying to achieve anything that's for a greater cause or greater purpose, there's so much pain and struggle to get that result.
Right. Yeah. You got to just keep pushing forward to get through the rest of it, or else, I mean, it's just going to be a constant struggle to try to keep doing it again until you finally push through. Yeah. So yeah, I think that kind of
I don't know if I have anything else.
Yeah, that kind of covers a lot of the things we see with New Year's resolutions. And it's the same. I mean, whether it's at the beginning of the new year or it's in the middle of the year, when you're starting to, try for a new goal or a new habit, they're the same things that happen, the same struggles that happen. So I don't know. I think just at the beginning of the year, there's a lot more pressure to start something new.
So the way that you got to look at it is that you're going to get older, you're going to age, and how you're going to be at that stage is going to be determined how what you've been doing in your younger years, right? Because like you're either going to pay for it now for your health, or you're going to pay for it later for your health.
Right, exactly. And yeah, like you said, I see it all the time in, you know, what we do, what I do with work is that people a lot of times are just coming like, I really wish I would have done this earlier. I really wish I would have done, you know, because it's harder to correct something than to maintain when you're younger.
Yeah.
So
hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. Definitely was.
Yeah, we get fired up a little bit. I think sometimes
definitely was a good one. It is a mindset shift. It is something that you have to really be committed. Yeah. Because it doesn't happen overnight. You have to really just be in it for a long run until you get to that other side of that pain. Right. And finally reap the results, and it will be worth it because you're gonna be more healthier. You're gonna have more energy. So much more energy. You're gonna just feel young again, and that's where we're at. We don't feel our age. I'm 34 years old. I feel like I'm 24. People tell me that I look like I'm 24. Right. You don't look 39.
39, yeah. People, yeah. Yes, yeah, I'm 39. Just turned 39. So yeah, people think I'm 39. Probably.
And it's because we've been taking care of ourselves for so long, and we're gonna continue this lifestyle. We're just gonna be in a good place when we're older. Yeah. I
hope so. Yeah. It would be really interesting to see like what our age is like internally, you know. I'm really interested in that versus chronologically, but
so thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to tune in for the next episode. We will be on here a lot more, so we will see you guys in the next one. Peace.